The Windsor captains for today's game. Number 20, Mark Gilbert. Number 40, Josh Moose Neely. And number 33, Randy Shambo. And the Mill River captains for today's game. Number 88, Tristan Keith. And number 9, George Patterson. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll now start with the starting offensive lineup for the Minutemen. At tight end, we have a 6 foot, 190-pound senior, number 88, Tristan Keith. At split end, we have a 5 foot 10, 145-pound junior, number 10, Billy Austin. And at tackle, a 5 foot 10, 160-pound junior, number 55, Teddy Bisau. At guard, a 6 foot 3, 250-pound sophomore, number 63, Tucker Peterson. At tackle, a 5 foot 10, 190-pound sophomore, number 71, Kyle Ames. At center, a 5 foot 9, 165-pound junior, number 50, Josh Garrold. At guard, he's 6 foot 1 and 210 pounds. He's a senior, number 61, Roddy Camden. At wingback, 5 foot 7 and 165 pound senior, number 30, Zach Mannery. At fullback, a 6 foot 210 pound senior, number 42, Wyatt Kelly. At tailback, 6 foot 3, 210 pound senior, number 9, George Peterson. At quarterback, 5 foot 10 and 160 pound junior, number 11, Bryce McNeil. Handling kicks, punts, and field goals today will be number 42, Wyatt Kelly. Mill River is coached by Nick Mary. Mark Peterson, Lou McNeil, and Brian Godnick. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the starting defensive lineup for the Yellow Jackets. At defensive back, a 6 foot, 175 pound sophomore, number 14, At linebacker, a 5 foot 11, 190 pound junior, number 27, Derek Miles. At defensive back, a 6 foot 1, 170 pound senior, number 10, Tad Davis. At linebacker, a 5 foot 9, 185 pound senior, number 56, Doug Mickar. And linebacker, 6 foot 1, 240 pound senior, number 40, Josh Moose Neely. At defensive end, a 5 foot 11, 180 pound senior, number 45, Luke Lemery. At tackle, he's 5 foot 6 with 220 pounds, senior number 71, Brian Tenney. 5'9", 200-pound junior, number 68, Todd Davis. At tackle, 5'10", 175-pound senior, number 20, Mark Gilbert. On the other tackle position, 5'11", 280-pound junior, number 74, Sean Hunt. And at linebacker, a 5'11", 210-pound senior, number 33, Randy Number 10, Tad Davis. Head coach for the Yellow Jackets, Jim Tapp. Chris Stiles, Joe Putnam, and Dave Corsett are his assistants.
So this is certainly a historic event, and Mill River's a young football program. They've only been playing 11-man football here for the last few.
That's a good point, because they did win an 8-man championship. They went to 11-man football, and now they're in a Division III championship. So good stuff for Mill River also as they're getting to this championship game. And big stuff for Windsor also, as you stated. I mean, they haven't been in one of these things for a long time.
So starting lineups introduced, and now we're going to have the captains going out to midfield for the coin toss. The Windsor Goodbye Store, 9 Main, by sponsoring Windsor High football today as an example, but of course the Windsor Goodbye Store gives back to the community in other ways as well by offering quality merchandise at affordable prices. Close hardly
sure
3 corners. It's more than a convenience store.
Derek Miles.
And the rest of the coaches too.
Absolutely. The whole staff has inspired confidence in a group of kids who are athletic enough to win football games. Now they have the confidence and the know-how and experience to win football games.
And pretty soon they're going to have the football here as we're set for the kickoff, and the ball is up. Short kick and is fumbled and then fallen on by one of the Windsor upmen. I didn't see if that was, I think that was Chris LeGros, who tried to catch it on the run at the 35-yard line and then dropped it momentarily, but smartly fell on it. The Yellow Jackets will start out at no, they won't. They'll start out at the 38-yard line. So
Not a bad start for this squad.
Inside the 30-yard line, this is going to be a loss. If they're generous, it'll be a loss of 3 to the 30. And actually, they put it just outside the 30-yard line, but now it's going to be second down and 18 yards.
Linebacker played by George Peterson. Back up and drop Davis for a loss.
Somebody obviously him over. That was just never going.
It's completed too.
It's going to down in 10.
And he was all playing.
The first.
It's Peterson on the carry. Gain of 2 hard. He goes past the plate to Peterson. Taken down by number 10, Tad Davis, and number 14, Ryan Hastings. Peterson. Third and 4. On the carry, is taken down by number 55, Teddy Buza. Got 4th and 1 for the Yellow Jackets. Tad Davis' punt is they go into the end zone. Mill River Minutemen will take over on their 20-yard line.
He's a no-step punter. I asked Jim about trying to block some punts. He said, you really can't. He just doesn't even take a step. But now they're going to give it to Manieri coming around the left end. He breaks a shirt tackle and has a first down as he's out of the 25 over the 30-yard line, out near the 35-yard line. So that's the first time that Peterson hasn't been involved in a play besides a punt from Mill River, and it works for a 15-yard gain.
Zach Maneri was very effective when he touched the football against Woodstock. Very deceptive. He broke a few tackles on that play, and he broke a few when he got to touch the football against Woodstock. So he's effective from that slot back position.
Oh, first down at the 35-yard line for Mill River. McNeil surveys the defense and now gives to Peterson, trying to run straight up the middle, bounces off one hit, and then it's hit by Doug Micka after a gain of 2, maybe 3 yards.
Micka and Randy Shambo, scraped down the line of scrimmage that time effectively and picked up the slack as Josh Neely had a good read, but he just overran Peterson that time. One of those deals where Neely's going full tilt and couldn't quite get his body under control to make a hit on George Peterson.
So second down and they called it a gain of 2. Second down and 8 yards to go for about the 37.5. Here's a give to the fullback Kelly. He sneaks up over the 40-yard line, maybe to the 41. Brian Tenney on the tackle for Windsor. Third down and still a decent amount to go. Third down and about 4.
Probably look for a sweep action to Peterson here.
May have hit him initially. The gain on the play is inside the 15-yard line for a gain of about 3. It'll be second down and 7.
You see Tad gets up limping slightly, and that's a risky run, putting your quarterback out there on defense. They want him out there, but could be a tough situation if he goes down.
Actually, they call it a gain of 2. He's at the 14-yard line. Double tight end set here for Mill River. The backs are split. Maneri, the wing, is on the right side. They fake to Peterson, and Maneri got off too quickly. I think it's going to be a motion penalty against Mill River.
Big break for Windsor as Mill River threatening here off the big run by Peterson, and losing some field position here is Mill River. A big break for the Windsor defense.
I'll see if they can take advantage of this. The illegal procedure against Mill River will be a 5-yard walk-off, so instead of second down and 8, it'll be second down and 13. And again, Mill River working quickly, breaking the huddle. This time, Maneri is in tight. Almost looks like a wishbone formation.
Exactly right, Jim.
Double tight ends, old Texas football. Maneri trying to bounce it outside. He can't. Doug Micka's got a hold of him. Todd Davis does as well. Maybe even lost a yard on the play. I believe he did, back to the 19-yard line. They got to get to the 16, so it's going to be third down, or got to get to the 6, so it's third down and about 13 yards to go.
Great reaction that time by Doug Micka as he scraped down in that hole and came up quickly to make the play. And he certainly has been playing fine football from his linebacker spot for Windsor, as Coach Tapp talked about in the pregame.
Actually, he actually lost a yard on that play. It's going to be third down and 14. Again, Mill River in tight. Peterson straight up the middle. It's hit and dragged down after a short gain on the play up to the 15-yard line. So it's going to be fourth down. This is 2-down territory for Mill River, you would think. At this point of the ball game,
definitely.
Kind of a kicking game they've got, but at the 15-yard line, it's going to be fourth down and 9.
You got a wide side to the field to go to here with George Peterson, you'd give it a shot.
Now, Maneri is the wing on the left side now. The backs are split. Peterson and Kelly behind McNeil. And Kelly's in a 2-point stance. They fake it to him. McNeil is rolling right. McNeil has his receiver downfield in the end zone, but good coverage by Randy Shambo and Tad Davis. The Windsor seniors. Pass is incomplete, and the Yellow Jackets will take over.
Good defensive stand for Windsor. They capitalized on Mill River's mistake, and that time right there, Randy Shambo from his outside linebacker position, as well as Tad Davis over the top, had him double covered in the end zone. Perfect coverage for Windsor.
Well, the Yellow Jackets take over at their own 15-yard line. First down and 10 yards to go. 2 minutes and 22 seconds to go here in the first quarter. The defensive ball game so far, the only big offensive play was that run by Peterson that right now gives Mill River the edge in field position. Long count by Davis, and he gives to the wingback Miles, trying to cut outside, and breaks one tackle, and manages to dive forward for a gain on the play out to the 19-yard line. So Derek Miles, pretty good effort that time. Actually, they give him the 20, so it's going to be second down and 5.
A very good second effort that time by Derek Miles, picking up scratching and clawing for extra yardage for the squad.
Clock inside of 2 minutes now, as Chris Shambo, the freshman, is split out wide to the left. Neely and Shambo and Randy Shambo in an I formation with Miles' slot inside on the right side. Again, a fairly long count by Davis. Davis gives to Shambo following Neely. That's plugged up, trying to bounce it into the middle. Can't do it. Good gang tackling that time by the Mill River Minutemen. In particular, Tucker Peterson, number 63, making a nice play, and it's going to be third down and about the same amount of yardage to go. 3rd down and 5 for the Yellow Jackets.
As though that time Randy didn't really follow his lead blocker and tried to cut it back, and that's where all the defenders were, and he may be better suited to follow Josh that time through the hole.
You know, and I think even if he did, though, he would have only gotten a yard or two maybe. But I guess then it would have been 3rd and 3. Sometimes I think we've talked about this. You sort of have to cut your losses. 3rd down and 5 yards to go for the Yellow Jackets. Receivers split out wide to both sides. Davis straight back, draw play, Shambo. Shambo gets past the line of scrimmage, breaks the tackle into the open. He has a first down as he's outside the 25-yard line to the 29-yard line. Nice run that time by Randy Shambo.
Well, and a very nice job by the offense selling that one, too. The offensive line, that is, and a good call by Coach Tapp that time. And as you said, Randy made a nice run that time as he broke a couple tackles to get the extra yardage for the first down.
9-yard gain. You know, the Randy Shambo we've seen earlier might have tried to take that one outside instead of taking what he could get.
Ran hard up the middle that time. You're right.
1st and 10, Windsor at their own 29-yard line. Under a minute to go here in the first quarter. Davis, option right. Davis can't get the pitch away as he is hit by Keith for a loss on the play. And then who was that one on the outside who was made? I think that was Matty Giolio who made a nice play on the pitch man, Shambo. Did I screw that up? Deloya?
You got it right now, Matty.
If I took that, I couldn't tell if that was like a slip by me or if that was a. Well, as long as we get it before we're joined by WSYB at 2 o'clock when they pick up the remainder of the broadcast. 2nd down and 13 yards to go for the Yellow Jackets from their own 26-yard line. And to give to Neely, he loses yardage as he doesn't even get back to the line of scrimmage. Hit inside the 25-yard line by Zach Maneri. And it'll be 3rd down and 14.
Moose was dancing a little bit too much that time and got kind of caught up there in the backfield and was tackled out. Mill River's done a nice job on that option, though. I didn't get a chance to comment on that. That's been a pretty effective play at times for Windsor in this stretch run, and so far the Mill River defense has done well.
Pretty quick first quarter. That's the end of the first quarter of play. We have no score, 3rd and long when we come back for the Yellow Jackets here on WCFR, WMXR, Magic 94 FM.
Tired of low pay, no challenge, dead end?
Sports coverage continues.
All right, we are back. Jim Colony and Bill Brown. One of the few times in the history of radio when you're maybe 2 miles, just hit that button, you're 2 miles away from the studio and can't pick up your own station because there are too many radio stations on interference. But on 3rd down, Shambo was hit. He gained some yardage, but not much. He only picked up about 3. They tried to toss play to the right side. Now Windsor's going to have to punt it away. Davis standing back at his own 15-yard line. Good snap. Takes his time. Just gets it away. Keith nearly got a piece of it. High end overhand punt. Austin lets it bounce, and it takes a Windsor bounce inside the 35, inside the 30, and down by Mike Vivian back at the 27-yard line. So
very effective punt.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly. I was going to say very effective punt.
It's scary. We've been working so long together.
That is, in fact, scary. I would be worried if I were you and probably seek psychological help. Thomas M. Rounds, Esquire, happy to be sponsoring the Windsor High Yellow Jackets Cheers Division III Finals. Tom has been a practicing attorney in Windsor for 23 years now, so whether it's general practice, real estate, at the 28-yard line.
Peterson's at quarterback.
And Peterson rolls out to the right and is hit for a loss on the play as he was being shaken down by a host of Windsor defenders. Josh Neely was the one who makes the tackle, but that was kind of weird.
A little different look from Mill River.
Yeah, the quarterback McNeil was split out to the left, and he was running downfield. Not sure what that play was there to set up, but we can keep our eyes open for something along those lines in the future. And he remains at quarterback. No, Peterson up under center. He has, otherwise they split the offense throwing down the middle, and it's complete to Keith. He is bounced down by Tad Davis at the 42-yard line, but little trickery here by the Mill River Minutemen, not in terms of the execution of the play, but just the positioning of the players, and that was a very... Such as
Peterson, and he showed there that he can throw a pass pretty effectively when he has his feet set in the pocket, and he delivered a nice ball.
And he's back at the tailback now. McNeil back at quarterback. 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. And McNeil tosses Peterson to the right side. Peterson cuts it up inside and manages to pick up a yard where there might not have been anything else. Brian Tenney on the tackles for the Yellow Jackets. Actually, they give him a couple yards. It'll be 2nd down and 8.
Well, in Vermont Division III football, if you stop George Peterson for 1 yard on that sweep play to the outside, you've done a good job.
So the ball moves from the 42-yard line. Actually, I'm going back to giving him, I don't know, by the hash mark. I hate doing this because I always like to be accurate, and it's really 2nd and 8. But anyway, here's Peterson. Breaks the tackle at the line of scrimmage and gets up over the 50-yard line. I think he's got a 1st down. Depends on where they spot this thing, but it certainly looks like it's enough for a 1st down. And they may measure, but no, they're not even going to bother, and I agree. So Peterson, doesn't matter how many yards you give him on the first one or the second one, it adds up to a total of 10 yards. That's 1st down at the Windsor 48.
That fullback lead play off tackle for Peterson has been his bread and butter today. That was what he got that 43-yard run on, and he's just been very effective with that play. I would say that's probably his favorite play.
Oh, 1st and 10, Mill River moving the football effectively here early in the 2nd quarter. Here's McNeil with a hard count, and Windsor jumps offsides. He got 2 guys on that one, both Mark Gilbert and Luke Lemery over anxious, and now it's going to be 1st down and 5 yards to go at the Windsor 43.
Yeah, Gilbert's the type of player that really relies on his quickness to get in there and can be susceptible to the hard count.
He got both of them. Gilbert and Lemery. I thought, you see where how they're lining up along the front. It looks like they've got Gilbert now at a tackle. Right?
Yeah,
they've got Hunt up at the nose, and they've got Gilbert. Because I noticed he and Lemery came across side by side. Now they toss it to Maneri, trying to run around left in, and he is shirt tackled by Todd Davis and Josh Neely as he gets up inside the 40. Boy, they gave him a good spot on that one. It looked like he went down. It looked like his knee went down when the ball was at the 40-yard line. They give him the 39. It's going to be 2nd down and less than a yard.
Very charitable spot that time.
So we've seen Mill River throw the ball downfield on occasion, and perhaps this would be a chance to do it here on 2nd down and less than a yard at the Windsor 38. 8 minutes and 40 seconds to go. Here in the 2nd quarter, no score so far. Mill River, though, driving. Here's Peterson, and he is hit behind the line of scrimmage for a loss on the play back to the 39-yard line, maybe even the 40-yard line, as Windsor stood him up that time. Luke Lemery gets up off the bottom of the pile.
Those guys did a great job that time. That's the bread and butter play for George Peterson, and they just stuck him up in there in the hole, and everybody was there to gang tackle. A great job by the Windsor defense that time, and it couldn't come at a better time.
Well, it's 3rd down and 2 yards to go from the 40-yard line. Mill River lines up in a tight formation, double tight end set. I formation with a slot right. Here's the give. No, they fake to Peterson. McNeil running left. McNeil has some room, tucks it up under. Todd Davis hits him, but not before he picks up a 1st down inside the 35-yard line to the 34, maybe even the 33.
They definitely got the 1st down. The Windsor defense a little slow to react that time, and it cost them the 1st down.
Nice play.
It was a nice play.
I'm impressed with what I've seen from Mill River here today. On,
Very crisp.
Kind of mixing things up and keeping Windsor off balance.
Showing some different looks. They've surprised with a few passes here and there, and they really have done a nice job offensively.
So 1st and 10, called the 34-yard line. And now Peterson shifts out of his formation, and a penalty flag goes down. And what do we got? An equipment violation, somebody's mouth guard or something? Or is this against, or is this, or delay? I couldn't tell. That was a weird-looking decision. The back judge looked like he was in Degeneration X or something on that signal. I'm sure he's not. First wrestling reference of the afternoon. But instead of 1st and 10, it'll be 1st and 15. Well, again, see if the Yellow Jackets can take advantage of this unforced error. Maneri is split out wide to the right. Takes Tad Davis with him. Now Peterson comes in motion from left to right. He stops. They give to Austin lining up in the I-back, and he gets up over the 35-yard line down to the 34. So he gets back to the original line of scrimmage, picks up the penalty, but it's going to be, so it'll be 2nd down and 10.
As though Mill River's not going to leave anything out on the field today offensively, as they're using all their weapons, giving Billy Austin a chance, who has some ability to run the football. As we've seen with George Peterson lining up at quarterback and some other things they've done today, they're going to throw everything at Windsor today offensively.
They're using all their stuff in the first half.
They're trying to put them away if they could.
You assume they have more. And now Peterson back in an eye. They toss right. Peterson has to cut it up inside, and it's hit as he cuts back up through the middle. He was hit at the line of scrimmage. Bulls forward for a gain. Ryan Hingston made the tackle at the end. Josh Neely and Doug Mick are right in the thick of it as well. It'll be 3rd down and 8.
Big 3rd down for the Yellow Jackets here.
It's 2-down territory, I would think,
Absolutely.
too, right?
Absolutely.
So 3rd and 8. Under 6.5 minutes to go, clock running here in the first half. Mill River nothing, Windsor nothing. Double tight end set. High formation. And now 63 jump. Tucker Peterson jumped outside. This is going to be a pass play, too, as McNeil was rolling out to the right. But we talked about Tucker Peterson, the younger brother of George, not necessarily his little brother either. Being a terrific offensive lineman and being very quick, and that time just a little bit too quick.
Well, execution and mistakes are really helping out Windsor's cause here, as Mill River had a nice little drive going, and now they've really put themselves in a bind in the 3rd and long situation with these penalties.
Well, let's see what happens. Clock again is running inside of 6 minutes to go here in the 3rd quarter. McNeil straight back, now rolls to the right, looking downfield, throws it up in the air, might have been tipped, and it's intercepted by Josh Neely. Josh Neely with the interception at the 20-yard line. Now, I don't know if any of the Windsor guys got a hand on that at the line of scrimmage or not, or whether that slipped out of McNeil's hands, but that was an ugly, ugly pass, even on Billy Kilmer's worst day. I don't think he ever threw one like that, or Joe Kapp, pick a quarterback of that era. But it's going to be 1st and 10 Windsor at the 21-yard line after a pick by Josh Neely.
NFL Films has a whole segment on Billy Kilmer's ugly passes, and that was certainly worthy of that.
Okay, so the Yellow Jackets see if they can take advantage of this break. And they give to the fullback, Neely, going straight up the middle, and he breaks into the open. I was trying to find him. I couldn't. Neither could Mill River. He gets up over the 30-yard line to the 32, and you can hear the moose.
Well, Tad Davis fooled everyone, including me that time with ball faking to Josh Neely, and Neely ran it up there hard and picks up a 1st down and great yardage for the Yellow Jackets.
11-yard run for Moose. That sets Windsor up 1st and 10 at their own 32-yard line. Looks like LeGros is in there now on a wing right. Could be a double tight end set, I believe it is, with both Gilbert and Lemery. And now the play goes on. I thought somebody jumped off sides. They give it to LeGros, and LeGros is driving forward up over the 35-yard line to the 36 or 37, and Tad Davis comes off the field with his hands up in the air. I certainly thought that one of the Mill River kids jumped off sides, but they let the play go. It'll be 2nd down and 5.
That was very close. I mean, it looked as though they did get in there in the neutral zone and didn't get back in time, but it was very close.
No, but in high school, you get into the neutral zone, you're off sides. There is no such thing as getting back, right? I think. No, really, because as soon as you go off sides, it's one of those safety things, right? You don't run a play,
right,
unless you have to. 2nd down and 5 yards to go. Same formation for the Yellow Jackets. Now they toss right to Shambo. Gets a block from LeGros, but they can't get Keith out of the way. And he throws Shambo for a loss of a yard. And it's going to be 3rd down and 6.
Good defense by Mill River that time. Randy, once again, was kind of tentative on the cutback. He was kind of indecisive of when to go. And it may have cost him a little bit of yardage that time.
Yeah, actually, they mark him back. Well, I'm going to call it 3rd and 6. He's back at the 36. They got to get to the 42. It's really almost like the 43-yard line. Actually, it is 3rd and 7 looking at it. So, receiver split out wide to the left. Davis tosses to Shambo. Shambo trying to get around the corner, and he's lucky not to fumble that football. I don't know what the heck that play was, but it never developed. It almost looked, he got out of there so slowly that it almost looked to you like he was going to look to throw it. But if he was going to, why would he be throwing it going to his left?
It kind of looked like he was kind of running to set up like a double reverse type deal, like he was going to give it off, but somebody didn't get on the same page with him because that looked like a broken play once he got going.
Absolutely. So a big loss on the play for Shambo all the way back to the 30-yard line. So it's 4th down and 12. And Davis is back to punt Under 3.5 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Davis, a low end-over-end punt, and Austin thinking about it, catches it on the run at the 35-yard line, but is dragged down immediately by Chris LeGros at the 39. Again, nice special teams play by Chris LeGros.
Great special teams play once again as Billy Austin made a nice play to come up on that ball and catch it on the run, looking for the big play. And LeGros was downfield in great shape for the Yellow Jackets, making a fine open field tackle.
This is great. Somehow we ended up, well, at least I ended up with an obstructed view seat. That's all right. We'll just kind of roll with it.
Feel like you're back at the Garden again, huh?
Yeah, those are the only seats I could afford. The benefits of getting in for free. But here's Mill River, 39-yard line. As Maneri goes in motion, they give it to him straight up the middle. Maneri breaks the tackle. Maneri's still on his feet and finally ridden down. Tad Davis is pushing him back. I didn't see who grabbed him by the, who had him around the waist. I guess Ryan Hingston was in on that hit, but a good play by Mill River again, a gain of 8, 2nd and 2.
Oh, it was a very nice counter play that time, and there was lots of room for Maneri, who scooted through that hole rather quickly and picked up real nice yardage for Mill River. And he's been real tough today, and he was tough against Woodstock. Maneri's more than just a guy standing there. He makes some plays for this squad.
Well, Mill River came out and ran 4 or 5 straight plays with Peterson, and since then they've gone to just about everybody. Now they go back to Peterson on 2nd and short, and he may have gotten a yard, but not much more than that. Mark Gilbert and Doug Micka making the tackle for the Yellow Jackets. It'll be third down and a long one.
Real tough in the heart of the defense that time, as those guys really stuck in there tough. Stood their ground and stopped a big man in Division III football for very little yardage.
We're going to try to get that Mean Machine song on. Maybe we'll do it at halftime. We're kind of scrambling around before the game and running a little bit behind. And now Mill River's going to take a timeout here with 2 minutes and 10 seconds to go, facing a third down and a yard and a half out near midfield. The Windsor Chronicles, you'll know what's next on the agenda if they can win the championship here today. But if they do that, they're going to have to stop Mill River here on 3rd and 2, and Mill River's got the first down. They give to Maneri, and Zach Maneri gets inside Windsor territory to the 49-yard line. Or actually, that was Billy Austin. I'm sorry, number 10 instead of 30. They lined him in tight, and again, using others besides Peterson, maybe using Peterson to set the others up.
Well, they really didn't use him last week that much. Billy Austin was primarily a wideout, and he's shown that he can run the football. So Mill River's going to use him a little bit today too, and that was a nice run by Billy Austin.
Well, now Mill River has to watch the clock. It is running under 1:50 to go here in the first half. No score. They fake up the middle, give it to Austin, who was hit at the line of scrimmage and dragged down by Doug Micka for no gain on the play.
Great play by Dougie Micka as he scraped down the line of scrimmage that time. It looked as though Austin had an opening and was actually going to pick up some great yardage on the right side there, and Micka came down the line very quickly and took Billy Austin down for very little gain on the play.
Under 1.5 minutes to go. Clock continues to run here as Austin this time splits out wide to the right. Maneri comes wide left. And somebody better come over here and guard Zach Maneri. Now Maneri comes back in motion toward the middle of the line. They toss to Peterson. Derek Miles has him, forces him inside, but he breaks that tackle, breaks another tackle. Finally, Ryan Hingston gets him as he gets inside the 45-yard line to the 43. That was a nice tackle by Ryan Hingston. Derek Miles didn't make the tackle, but he did force Peterson back inside so others could make the play.
Exactly, Jim. He did a very good job of turning that thing inside where the pursuit could come and give him help. And as you said, Ryan Hingston came down the field and made the tackle. But you could see the strength of Peterson that time as he was hit a couple times and still got forward for about 5 or 6 yards.
Clock continues to run. Under 40 seconds to go now, about 35 when the ball is snapped. Mill River tosses Peterson. He's going to throw it. Peterson downfield has Austin wide open, and he misses it. It's incomplete at the 15-yard line. And it may be a while. Billy Austin just managed to get back up. He was uncovered at the 15-yard line, and I don't know how he missed it.
Well, that halfback option with Peterson was a play they ran against Woodstock last week, and it was like basically a jump ball situation, and Lucas Lambert, a Woodstock defensive back, read the play the whole way. As you can see, George doesn't really sell it that well as he kind of just stops, but as you said, Billy Austin was wide open, and I'm surprised Windsor wasn't ready for that play a little bit better.
We were kidding. Josh Neely threw a touchdown last week on the option, and we were kind of kidding. He said you got to watch Peterson's option pass, so we would have figured Windsor was ready for it, but Yellow Jackets lucked out there. But another down here for Mill River. They send the fullback in motion. Now they toss it to Peterson. Peterson cuts it up inside. He's not going to get it. And he's hit at the 45-yard line by Josh Neely, Doug Micka, and getting up off the bottom of the pile is Sean Hunt. And the clock will stop here with 22 seconds to go in the half, and Windsor has it at the 45-yard line. Maybe a chance. Don't forget, Tad Davis has a pretty good leg, so maybe the Yellow Jackets can get it into scoring position here with, well, now there's 15 seconds to go. How come the clock didn't stop?
I don't know.
Fourth down, there should be more time put back on the clock because there were 22 seconds to go when the player went down, and yeah, they got it. Okay, the officials
they're right on top of it here. It's unbelievable how momentum can shift so dramatically as Mill River had set up the halfback option, and it looked as though they were going to connect on a big play to Billy Austin, and it just caught him on the pads, didn't catch it with his hands, and the ball fell harmlessly, and then Woodstock stops him with a big stuff of George Peterson, and enabling them to go in here with probably going to come in with a tie here, as they're probably just going to run it out.
Yeah, they are. And Neely breaks the tackle. Moves, cuts it outside. Neely's inside Mill River territory as he gets it inside the 40-yard line to the 36. Clock still hasn't started yet because they were going to put 22 seconds on the clock. They didn't bother to reset the clock, and now we got to figure out exactly how much time is left. Windsor calls timeout as Jim Taft wants to get out on the field and certainly talk it over with his players. For the best deals on designer clothing, you have to stop by the ball into scoring position. Tad Davis has a pretty good leg. They need about 20 more yards. Here's Davis up over the ball. 13 seconds showing on the clock. Now they're going to throw the halfback option with Neely. Neely breaks the tackle and he goes down. Looked like he had broken the tackle, but Keefe got him by the legs. He's been very disruptive. Tristan Keefe, the senior defensive end for Mill River, has had a tremendous ball game. A loss on the play, 3 seconds to go, and don't know exactly why the call. I guess Windsor called the timeout here. Or somebody did.
That's a great play by Tristan Keefe as he pursued Neely down the line of scrimmage and just got his legs enough to knock him down, but a big play, not allowing Josh Neely to throw it downfield. And, you know, when you throw that ball downfield, anything can happen, and Keefe stops it, and Mill River doesn't have to face the pressure of a pass interference call or something like that, or even a completion, so a big play.
Well, the one thing that, and even if Keefe hadn't have thrown him, well, one thing he did right away is he stopped him from rolling out. That was
Absolutely.
That was the first thing that he did, and then he was still able to guess it, and you know, and he beat
He beat a blocker,
and then he beat you know, you beat Luke Lemery. That's that's saying something if you're able to do that, and so let's see what Windsor does here. This will be the final play of the first half unless there's a defensive penalty. So Mill River back in a prevent. Davis up under center out of the I formation. And see what they decide to do. Mill River just wants to get right after it. Here's Davis on the option. I think that might have been a flea flicker set up, and Shambo is hit immediately for a loss on the play back at the 50-yard line. So whatever Windsor had planned on that one, Mill River basically blew it up. So we've played 2 quarters of football here, and we're still where we were when we started with a real defensive struggle.
You know, that was kind of a dicey play, actually, because there was a lot of movement and action.
By Steve Blanchard from Motor Plant. So Mean Machine will be the #1 song in Windsor, and I would imagine will be the selection of choice for the post-game festivities at Loretta's. Of course, Loretta, the namesake, Jim Taft's wife, Loretta, who's just a wonderful woman, and it's going to be some fun. But right now we are scoreless, Windsor and Mill River, as we get ready for the second half kickoff. Tad Davis kicking it off for the Yellow Jackets as they will be going from left to right. And it's a high end-over-end kick fielded by Austin at the 16-yard line. Austin cutting all the way back over on the right side of the field, has a little bit of a wall over there, and then he runs right into Derek Miles at the 20-yard line. What a hit by Derek Miles.
Definitely a tone setter there. Actually, that was Chris Shambo. As I see him, he looks just like Derek Miles from the angle, but it was actually number 37, Shambo there, who the freshman with another big hit on special teams. He's been dynamite for the Yellow Jackets this season.
So actually, Derek made a big hit earlier. Remember from earlier games on kickoffs that Chris Shambo was knocking the guy.
Hot man downfield making some plays.
I think I did the same thing before.
Well, I thought it was Derek too initially. I couldn't see the 37. I could just and they looked the same running down the field.
So 1st and 10, Mill River 21-yard line. Here is Peterson. Busts through the line of scrimmage on the right side. He has a first down up over the 30-yard line. Out near the 35. I think they're going to spot him at the 34, maybe the 33-yard line. But, boy, he took a bunch of guys for a ride. Ryan Hingston actually gets up a little bit worse for wear after taking Peterson's punishment on that play.
Well, you know, when in doubt, give it to George Peterson because he's a very strong runner, and he doesn't seem to get weakened during the games. He seems to get a little bit stronger, a sign of a big, strong kid.
Call that a gain of 12 out to the 33-yard line. They give to Peterson again, running off right side. This time hit at the line of scrimmage and driven back to Shambo. He was hit initially by Mark Gilbert. Randy Shambo stood him up, and Shambo showing excellent strength there after a 2-yard gain. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Much better effort that time with the Jackets. Another off-tackle play to Peterson, and that time those guys gang tackled very nicely, and Randy was in there to clean up the play.
Really started to mention the officials earlier. Greg Wilson is the referee, Richard Story the umpire, Gary Brown the linesman, the line judge James Snarsky. A couple of back judges here today, Don Strohmeyer and also Joe Reed. Now here's Peterson hit in the backfield, slips Gilbert's tackle and gets forward to the 25-yard line. A penalty for the 35-yard line. A penalty flag is down.
It's going to be a holding at the point of attack, I believe. And it was well defensed, regardless, by the Yellow Jackets defending a tough play for Mill River, a play they like to run that sweep.
Where's the spot of the ball? Well, the ball was spotted. There's going to be like no gain on or loss on the play. They will take the penalty, but you know it's just one of those things. I'm kind of big on this. Now it's going to be 2nd down. It could have been 3rd down in about 10, right?
Exactly.
And now you do a choice. Sometimes you maybe take the down in that instance.
That's right, but they're taking the Jim Test, deciding to take the yardage, and it is a long ways to go here for the 1st down.
They're all the way back at the 26-yard line. They have to get up to the 44, so it's 2nd down and 18 yards to go. Straight back over the middle, pass is complete to Keith, but he is hit immediately by Josh Neely and then sandwiched by Doug Micka. So it'll be 3rd down, and, you know, as always, Coach Taft knows better, so instead of 3rd and 10, it's going to be 3rd down at about 12 or 13.
Quick little hot pass to Keith that time, and linebackers all over him that time.
Takes the ball out to the 31-yard line. 3rd down and 13 yards to go. They have receivers split out to both sides. One of them, Maneri, comes in motion back through the middle. They give to him. Maneri is hit by Todd Davis. He played off his block. He loses yardage, and Mill River's going to have to kick it away. Todd Davis making a tremendous play right there.
Great play. Held his ground, shrugged off the blocker, and was able to make the tackle in the open field. I think Windsor's really gaining momentum here, as that was one of their more impressive defensive series on a whole, the way they look. Once again, Mill River hurting themselves with penalties.
Keith in punting, or not Keith, Kelly in punting formation, and this is not a good punt at all, as it's not even going to make it out of Mill River territory. Bounces out at the 47, maybe the 48-yard line. It's kind of shanked that one off the outside of his foot.
Really time for Windsor here to capitalize on Mill River's miscues here, as a bad punt results in very good Windsor field position.
The Windsor Goodbye Store, 109 Main Street, gives back to the community by sponsoring today's 47-yard line mix up in the backfield. Neely is hit, trying to run, and is he trying to throw the ball? He throws it to Davis, and this play is just a mess, as he is hit back inside Windsor territory at the 40-yard line. And Bill, I'll let you explain this one.
It's unexplainable, and some of the actions are unexplainable, because John Neely tried to run and get away that time. Instead, he tried to make a pass to Tad Davis, the quarterback, and just a mess, and results in a big loss for Windsor. About 10 yards.
Yeah, 2nd down.
15 yards.
An 11-yard, 12-yard loss. 2nd down and 22. We'll see what the Yellow Jackets do here. They just had excellent field position, and now they're back to where they spend most of the first half. Here's Davis straight back, setting up his screen. It's complete to Shambo. Shambo cuts it back inside, breaks the tackle, loses the football. I think Windsor did manage to fall on top of it, though, as the Mill River guys were worried about chasing Randy Shambo, and they didn't see the football, which is lying on the ground. Tristan Keefe was the Mill River player that had the best shot at it, but I believe it was Todd Davis, number 68, who fell on top of that football.
Wow, a few things explained there. I'll play both sides of the fence. Mill River with a good job stripping Randy Shambo of the football. That looked like he had gained the open field and was going to make a big gainer out of it. Unfortunately for Windsor fans, he got stripped, but you guys did retain possession of the football, as it looked as though...
Might have been. I think, I'm going to take a shot at this. I think it was number 55, Teddy Beesup, who stripped the ball on that play. But 3rd down and long. There was a gain of 3 on the play. 3rd down and still over 20 yards to go. Davis eludes a tackler in the backfield, now rolling out to the left. Davis tucks it under, and is sure tackled by, no, he gets away from that, but he is driven out of bounds over at the 35-yard line for another loss on the play. So, geez, after taking over at the Mill River 47-yard line, Windsor actually went backwards on that series, and they'll have to punt it away with a line of scrimmage, their own, 33-yard line.
But both offenses showing very little rhythm here, and the defense is both starting to take over. And very fortunate for Windsor to turn the ball over on that Josh Neely play.
Well, officially, if they're at their own 33, that's 17 to the 50, and they'd have to go to the 37. So that's 4th and 30. Scoreboard's dissing them. They say 4th and 32, but Davis is back to punt. And Davis gets it away. Pretty good punt. Austin has it at his 32-yard line. Austin has an opening around the left side and cuts it up inside of Chris LeGros, but he can't get away from that Vivian or Shambo. I always seem to be forgetting Chris Shambo. This time it's Mike Vivian on the hit, and Mill River will start out with pretty good field position at the 42-yard line.
Yeah, that's Mill River's got very good field position as Windsor failed to capitalize on the field position they acquired. And now it's Mill River's turn here. A team that looked pretty good at times in the first half offensively, and always the threat of George Peterson taking it the whole way.
So we're still scoreless here. And there we go. It's they give to Peterson. Peterson cuts it up inside. A nice cutback by George Peterson. It looked like that play was designed to go to the outside. Instead, he elected to cut it back up the middle and picked up great yardage, a gain of 7 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 3 from the 48.
It's going to be interesting to see who wears down first here, the Windsor defense or George Peterson and his offensive line, as he's continued to run the ball a lot today, and I figure to see the ball in his hands most of the time the rest of the way.
Austin is split out wide to the left. Manieri split out wide to the right. Peterson and Kelly in the I formation. Here's McNeil, gives to Peterson. Again, bounces it back inside, driving toward the first down stick. And he's going to be about a half a yard short. Again, they give him an excellent spot. And no, they're going to move it back. I was going to say the guy from our side of the field was, yeah, they're going to, wow, that's not a good spot at all. They went from one guy giving Mill River a great spot to another guy giving him a terrible spot.
Yeah, George is very good at getting that forward lean and he's always primarily falling forward and picking up yardage, and that time it looked as though he got a little bit further than what the referee gave him.
But not much. I think it should have been 3rd down and a half a yard. It's 3rd down and a full yard. 6.5 minutes to go. The ball right at midfield. And they give to Manieri. Manieri hit at the line of scrimmage and driven back. I don't think he got it.
He's going to be just short of the first down.
In fact, you know what? It's not even close. Where they're marking it is back just inside the 50. And getting up off the bottom of the pile for Windsor, Doug Micka and Derek Miles. And it's 4th down and still that same yard to go.
You probably have to punt, but I would give it a shot, though. As ineffective as Windsor has been against your defensive unit, I would give it a shot with George Peterson right now.
At the very least, I would line up and try to draw him offsides. And now Mill River's going to take a timeout, and Coach Nick Manieri will come out on the field to chat things up. We have no score here with 5 minutes and 55 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. Actually, we do have a score. It is 0-0. Thomas M. Rounds Esquire has a yard to go for Mill River at midfield in a scoreless tie. And they give to Peterson right side. Peterson is hit before the line of scrimmage. A penalty flag is down. Peterson did not get it. And again, getting up off the bottom of the pile for the Yellow Jackets. So Josh Neely helping somebody up, but Brian Tenney was in there, Doug Micka as well.
Great job by those guys. The whole left side surged forward that time, propelling George Peterson back as it looked like he was about to break through the line there and pick up that first down. Great defensive effort by the linebackers and that left side of the Windsor defensive line.
This is a break for Mill River. It's a false start against Mill River. How come they didn't blow the play dead? The flag came down late, and this is a huge break for the Mill River Minutemen because now it's going to be 4th down and 6.
Give them a chance to punt.
They're going to have to replay the down. And are they going to punt it? Peterson's all excited, like there might be something else going on. Well,
definitely a different formation.
4th and 6. The Windsor guys, they give it to Peterson, and now they blow this play dead.
Legal
penalty
formation.
Flags go down, so if it's illegal, play the whistle, boys. As another flag goes down late. I didn't hear that whistle very loudly either, did you?
No.
Normally, when they blow down a play like that, all the refs start blowing their whistles, and everybody can hear it. And this has got to go against, if it's an illegal formation against Mill River, then they certainly, I don't think, would be trying a fake on 4th down and 11. Again, a false start against Mill River.
Well, the thing with that was it wasn't disguised very well for a fake. Well, you got to put in your regular personnel, put George Peterson at a halfback, direct snap it to him, and go for it. You don't.
Well, the other thing, did you see he was going back and forth with the other guy when they ran out on the field.
And Austin
so
was moving.
if I'm Windsor, I'm saying something's up. But let's see if they punt it away here. High snap, good catch by Kelly, gets it away. Shambo catches it. No, he doesn't catch it. He misses the ball, and Mike Vivian has to fall on it back at the 25-yard line. I don't know if Randy got a hand on that, but...
Oh, he did. Great effort by Mike Vivian covering that football. Heads up, Mike, as that ball was loose, as Randy Shambo misplayed the punt, and it ricocheted off his right arm.
5 minutes and 23 seconds to go in the third quarter. We are still scoreless, but, nonetheless, a huge break for Mill River that time because Windsor could have taken over at midfield after stopping Peterson for no gain on 4th and 1. A false start penalty gave Mill River another chance. Another illegal procedure play on the fake punt allowed them to get it away, and now Windsor has to start farther downfield. Actually, they had Peterson stopped on the fake punt too, didn't they?
Yes, they did.
Now here they do on 1st and 10, give to the fullback Neely, driving forward, getting good yardage out to the 30-yard line. Moose just following the guys straight up the middle. In particular, Tim Penn, the junior offensive right guard for Windsor, leading the way on that play. It'll be 2nd down, and where do they spot the ball? I guess it's going to be 2nd down at about 6.
Time for Windsor to develop a little rhythm here on offense and gain some field position back or put a bid here on a scoring drive as they've been pretty ineffectual most of the game offensively.
I actually said they started at the 26-yard line. The ball now just over the 30. 2nd down and 6 for the Yellow Jackets in a scoreless tie here midway through the third quarter. Here's a crossbuck play to Christmas. Oh, he breaks into the open. Tackle by Billy Austin out near midfield. Nice tackle by Austin. We saw that play work for a touchdown in the Woodstock game.
Yeah, we saw him run, I think, a long ways against Springfield also. And LeGros does have a burst of speed when he gets an opportunity to lug the football. And just an excellent run by LeGros, and it couldn't come at a better time for a real stagnant Windsor offense.
And the left side of that Windsor line, Todd Davis, who's had a nice game, and Matt Hebert making a nice block from his tackle position as well. 1st and 10, Yellow Jackets. One of their best offensive plays of the game, maybe the best. Setting him up near midfield. They give to Shambo straight up the middle. Breaks the tackle at the line of scrimmage. Spins forward inside the 44-yard line or inside the 45-yard line for a gain of 6. It'll bring up 2nd down and 4.
Now, if you're a coach and you can talk to these guys and talk to Ted Davis, you tell them, Randy, that's exactly what we want you to do when you get the opportunity inside. Don't dance. You're strong enough. You have speed. Just hit that hole and break some tackles. And he did exactly that time.
Under 4 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Windsor nothing, Mill River nothing here in the Division III championship game. Davis checks his offense, now looks over the defense on 2nd down and 4. The lineman reset, gives to the fullback Neely, dances through the line of scrimmage and then pulls forward near a 1st down. This one's going to be close. As he's down near the 40-yard line of Mill River, it is a 1st down. They spotted at the 40, so now we got to give Moose a gain of 5 yards on that play. 1st and 10, Windsor at the Mill River 40.
Well, Windsor's doing exactly what Coach Tapp likes to do on offense. For once in this ball game, they're starting to impose their will physically, opening up some holes, up some lanes for their runners.
Clock is running, 3.5 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Very quick ball game with most of the time the team's keeping the football on the ground. Now here's Davis back to pass. Slips on the out pattern and the pass is incomplete. That was intended for Vivian, who slipped. And the defender on that play was Matt DeLoya. And he was concentrating on the receiver who was down and nearly may have had a chance to pick that ball off, but it'll be 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, just a play where a quick one to the outside, 3-step drop, and unfortunately for Windsor, Mike Vivian fell down on the cut.
So 2nd down and 10 here for the Yellow Jackets at the Mill River 40. Deep handoff, Shambo. Shambo spins away at the line of scrimmage, is hit, and then is tackled for a loss. As there was really nothing happening there for Randy Shambo.
Mill River got good penetration that time. Made some good sticks on Randy. He could not get away from the pursuit, and they dropped him for a loss.
So 3rd down and about 12. And I'm missing a number here. Paul Jasic was on the tackle for Mill River. It's not on my defensive depth chart. Now 3rd down and 12 yards to go for the Yellow Jackets. This could be 2-down territory if they get yardage here. They're going to try the fullback option with Neely. Screen pass to Davis. He's bottled up. Now he's going to try to go all the way back the other way. He may have blockers. Davis at the 45, and then it's hit on a great play.
Ooh, nice job.
Late play by Mill Rivers, Jason Paljasic, who did it again.
A great play.
And a nice open field tackle on Tad Davis. It's going to be 4th down, and I guess Windsor's going to have to punt it as this battle for field position continues in the Division III championship game.
Well, with a pass play with a couple different variations and options that time, Davis cut it all the way back across the field, and Paljasic was the only guy standing in the way between Tad and a sizable gain, and he came up and made a nice open field tackle.
That was a tough play. Now Austin is all the way back on his line.
Giving Tad some respect.
Well, if Windsor had guts, there's a fake available here, but they're not going to do it. They'll punt it away. Davis, and it's going to hit. This is a good punt. Hits at the 15-yard line. Rolls inside the 10. They got to get there and catch up, and the Yellow Jackets able to down it near the goal line. As Chris LeGros, Mike Vivian was there as well, and they're able to stop the football, and Mill River's going to have to start at his own 2-yard line here with a minute 32 to go in the 3rd quarter.
Well, for most of this second half, Coach Taft has had the magic touch and really made the right calls, and that time he was right again, because they come up and they put pressure on Mill River now, deep in their own territory in a tied Division III championship game.
Actually, looks like they're going to put the football at the 3. Tough to see there at the right end zone. This is a big series right here. Mill River's got to gain some positive yardage, and now a penalty flag goes down before the ball is even snapped, and it looks like it's going to be another neutral zone violation, this time against the Yellow Jackets. And geez, you want to be anxious when you got the other team pinned back, but when they've got the ball at their own 3-yard line, you don't want to give them a free 5 yards.
No, you don't want to give them any breathing room. You want to make it as tough as possible for that offense to move and operate and freely move and do any of their plays. So a break for Mill River.
Well, 1st and 5 from about the 8. Here it goes again. Now who's lined up offsides?
Maybe they gave it back.
Now one of the officials along the line ran in, and now we're just going to go back the other way. It's called a false start on one of the Windsor players. What was one of the Mill River players? What was the game where we saw where there was a false start? Was it on Windsor? Wasn't it on Neely for adjusting the football on a punt?
Yes.
So we don't know what it was a false start. The referee with a wireless spike, but anyway, so it's 1st and 10 again. And we're in a scoreless tie. Here's Peterson straight up the middle. I believe it's Peterson. It is. He squirts out of the pile up over the 5-yard line to the 7. It looks like he picks up about half the yardage, so a gain of 5. It'll be 2nd and 5.
It's really a situation where you just pound George Peterson if you're Mill River. Try to pick up this 1st down. He's a perfect chain mover, and give yourself some, regain some field position, give yourself some breathing room here. Don't give this ball up early in a 3 and out, and give Windsor a chance for excellent field position.
Austin splits the huddle wide to the left. The fullback goes in motion to the right. They give to Peterson coming back to the left. Jukes the tackler at the line of scrimmage. Gets up over the 10-yard line to the 11. Maybe the 11 and a half. It's going to be 3rd down and short. Or are they going to measure? If they do, then I've got lines of scrimmage. The line of scrimmage was all wrong in terms of where they initially started. Are they going to bring this in or not? I guess they are. They're going to bring the chains in. So.
Looks to be close. Could be a little short.
Well, it should be.
Hard to see from this angle.
Well, I'm going back to calling it. It was a 2-yard line to begin with, but they stretched the chains. And, it gives the Minutemen a chance to see exactly how far they've got to go. They've got a good 2.5 feet, I would say. So it's a little bit less than a yard, but it is going to be 3rd down. And Mill River's had trouble on these 3rd and short plays. Windsor's been able to...
Windsor's really risen up and keyed Peterson and come up with some big plays. Micah and company have really been all over him in critical third and short situations. Big play in the ball game right here.
33 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. The clock will start as soon as they reset the chains. So under 30 seconds to go by the time the ball is snapped. 3rd down, less than a yard. Mill River at its own 12-yard line, and they give to Peterson right side. I don't think he got it. They didn't give it to Peterson either. They gave it to one side guys. Maybe it was Kelly, the fullback, and he didn't get it. In fact, driven back to the 10-yard line, and you would think Mill River's going to have to punt. The clock is running, and they'll probably let time run out here at the end of the 3rd quarter, but another great defensive stand by the Windsor Yellow Jackets, and this time they should get the ball back in excellent field position. And that is the end of the third quarter. The score, Windsor nothing and Mill River nothing in the Vermont Division III Football Championship game. Bill and I will be back for the fourth quarter in a moment on WCFR, WMXR, Magic 94 FM. River Minutemen again, a welcome to our to the fans in the Rutland area, the Mill River area, listening to today's ball game, and hi to Jack Healy, who broadcast. We still didn't get a score on the MSJ on the Division I final, did we? But
no, we did not.
We will endeavor to find that out for you and pass it along during our post-game show. Well, Tad Davis's punt got Windsor into this position, and now Mill River's going to have to punt it away. This is my favorite spot, but Windsor will not rush the punter because he is a no-step punter. Wyatt Kelly gets it away, catches it, no step, just punts it. Low line drive kick, very returnable for Shambo at the 40, the 35-yard line. Jukes trying to cut back, he goes down, a penalty flag goes down, and once again, when it looks like the Yellow Jackets are going to get great field position, they give it right away. The line of scrimmage right now is the 35-yard line. Randy got a little bit too cute that time, trying to gain more yardage that wasn't there. And if this penalty goes against Windsor, which it most assuredly will, the Yellow Jackets, instead of starting at the 35-yard line, are going to have to start back close to the 50.
Well, they still have great field position. They can they come out ahead in this ballgame. They can look at that last third short situation as a difference maker in this ballgame. Unfortunately, like you said, they get the penalty here, march himself back to the 50. Randy should have just tucked it and gone and got as much yardage, held onto the ball with two arms, used his speed and strength, pick up as much positive yardage and for his squad. Instead, he kind of got cute, and things kind of break down in that situation, and you get these holding calls.
Right, but you're right. I think you have to forget about what just happened. Look at the positive, which is the Yellow Jackets have the ball at midfield. Mike Vivian splits the huddle out wide to the left. The wing goes in tight on the right side. Neely and Davis in the I formation. Here's and Shambo, rather. Davis hands to Shambo. Shambo trying to cut around the corner left. He does. He's down to the 45-yard line, puts his shoulder down into Paul Jasic, and knocks him backwards a little bit. An 8-yard gain for Randy Shambo down to the Mill River 42-yard line.
Well, that time Randy just outran them. Mill River had pretty good pursuit that time, but Randy just had too much speed that time as he did not hesitate. He just went, and he got the corner and picked up some very valuable yardage for this Windsor Yellow Jackets football squad.
Second down and 2 yards to go. Windsor at the Mill River 42. LeGros now comes in tight. Power I formation with Vivian again, split out left. The tight end Lemry is on the right side, straight up the middle to Neely. Neely trying to bounce it outside and then leans forward inside the 40-yard line for a first down at the 39. I thought he was going to get a little too cute that time and lose the first down yardage, but he went back into his fullback mode and picked it up.
He has pretty good feet, and I agree. He looked like he was going to sidestep a little too much that time. Good call by the coaching staff. Just good straight-ahead power football. Get that first down. Keep the clock moving here, and let your offensive line here work and give it to Shambo a few more times.
Tucker Peterson's working hard. He is breathing hard. He was down on his knees during that break at the line of scrimmage. First and 10 Windsor at the Mill River 39-yard line. Davis sends Miles in motion. Toss right. Shambo now cuts it back to the left. Shambo puts his head down and gets forward for a gain of a couple. That's about it. I don't know if he made up a play on his own that time or if that was designed as a cutback run because the motion, everybody was motioning toward the right. But he did pick up a couple of yards, and it'll be second down and 8.
I'm not really sure if that was designed to go there. I think Randy just tried to run the daylight that time, and the Mill River defense was there to contain him.
Under 11 minutes to go in the game. Still waiting for a first score. Tad Davis has a leg. So if Windsor can get downfield another 10 or 15 yards, they're within his field goal range. Vivian split out wide to the left. They fake the handoff to Shambo. Davis is back. He's being chased. Has a man open downfield. Lemry, but he can't get it to him. As once again, Tristan Keefe, who has spent much of the afternoon in the Windsor backfield, is able to hit Davis for a loss on the play back to the 40.
Well, unfortunately for Tad Davis, he was rolling to his left, to his right. Derek Miles, right off the line of scrimmage, was wide open for quite a number of yards downfield, but the play was going away from Derek, and Tad did not see him.
Well, he also missed that when he had a chance to throw the ball, Luke Lemry had broken into the open on a deep out down around the 20-yard line. Tad saw him, but was off balance. And, credit, they had two guys were right in his face. Keefe was one of them. I think Peterson might have been the other. Now Vivian split out wide of the third down and 11 from the 40-yard line. This is a big play. Davis rolling right, chased by Keefe. Davis fakes the pass, runs down the sideline, and is bounced out of bounds by Peterson.
Good effort by Tad.
Inside the 35. I'm trying to see exactly where he went out of bounds, down to the 33-yard line. And see what Windsor decides to do here. It's 4th down and still quite a bit to go.
Gives him a reasonable shot at it, at least, as what they were faced with. He pretty much did that on his own as he outran the defense and got as much as he possibly could out of the play.
Now, field position has been at a premium, and Davis on the sidelines gets a play from the bench. It's 4th down and less than 5. I'm telling you, I try to draw him off sides, and then the way things are going in this game, I'd punt.
There you go. I think I would go that way myself.
I'd run the whole clock down and then punt it toward the corner. Let's see if the Yellow Jackets go for it here. It's 4th down and about 4.5 yards to go. And, well, you know what? They just didn't get the play off at all.
And now they will punt.
Because he spent too much time over at the sideline, apparently, figuring out what to do. And now you're right, the Yellow Jackets are going to have to punt it away here. And you want to make sure you don't punt it into the end zone.
Yeah, just have Tad angle it. He's capable of doing that as long as the snap's good and he's not rushed. Meaning if he does get a good snap, good clean snap, he's capable of hitting that directional kick.
He did kind of pooch that last one, didn't he? Where he kind of low-line drived it and didn't give Austin a chance to catch it up. Now Austin is cheating up for a possible fake. Davis is standing back at the 50. There's a guy uncovered on the right side. Oh, no, I guess he wasn't uncovered. Now Davis gets it up in the air. This is a high punt. Austin has to let it bounce. It bounces at the 5 and then takes a bad bounce for Windsor into the end zone. And, you know, so once again, the Yellow Jackets gain hardly any field position here as Davis punted it straight down the middle of the field. And Mill River will take over at the 20-yard line. The Windsor Elks Lodge wants to remind local kids to take part in the annual hoop shoot. It's a national free throw shooting competition. Open. So here's Mill River at the 20-yard line. 9 minutes and 39 seconds to go in the game. Straight back is McNeil. McNeil is hit in the backfield and goes down. Sacked back at the 15-yard line. Luke Lemry had him on one side and Brian Teddy had him on the other. Mark Gilbert might have been in there as well.
Yeah, all three of them in there quickly. And right on top of McNeil. McNeil's had a little bit of time, but no one was open. One of those deals where you may call it a coverage sack.
Yeah, there were guys. They had two guys in the pattern, and both were well covered. They almost ran into each other, kind of. You know, they ran both toward the center of the field, and the Yellow Jackets had that play covered from all angles. Now Austin is split out wide to the right, and Maneri is split out wide to the left as Mill River is operating from our left to our right. They send the fullback Kelly in motion. They give it to Peterson. Peterson hit in the backfield, slips the tackle, can't slip a second, and he is thrown for a loss on the play. Back inside the 15-yard line.
Great job again on that sweep as Mark Gilbert got excellent penetration to initially hit Peterson, gave the linebackers, Mika and company, time to get over there, scrape down the line of scrimmage, and another good job on big Division III power back George Peterson.
Oh, now it's 3rd down and 18.
Great situation for Windsor as Mill River's really limited in what they can do in their offense in this situation.
Mill River is deciding to call a timeout here with 8 minutes and 30 seconds to go. Huge play from all angles. BG's Market, Heartland 3 corners, the sidelines, and Mill River's going to spread it out. They've got an empty set. Peterson is the quarterback. They've got uncovered receivers out to the right. Peterson straight back, chased by Lemry. Peterson is rolling right. Peterson looks like he's going to run it. He is hit and will not get the yardage. He moves the football. They ruled him down. Well, Randy Shambo picked it up running toward the end zone. They ruled him down, but nonetheless, another big play by the Windsor defense. And boy, the Yellow Jackets looked confused that time. We saw that in the first half. I don't know if our Mill River folks were with us at that juncture when they put Peterson behind center and they ran 4 wide receivers. Windsor looked confused on that play, but it almost looked as if Peterson wanted to run it from the get-go.
Yeah, and he did a pretty good job of getting outside that time. The Windsor defense was able to adjust, but like you said, they were a little off balance when when Mill River showed that look with George Peterson at quarterback.
Now here's a big punt here for Kelly. And Kelly gets it away. It's low. Shambo fields it over on this side of the field, the left side at the 50. Jukes past one guy. He's up over the 45-yard line, trying to cut it back. Gets down to the 40-yard line. No penalty flags on this punt return, and Windsor's going to start in excellent field position at the 40.
Okay, for Windsor fans, Randy Shambo did a nice job that time catching the punt. Didn't try to do too much. Made the first guy miss. Got up the sideline. Saw that he wasn't going to get too far as he was hemmed in. Just dove forward, tried to get as much positive yardage and protect the football. A good job on special teams that time by the Yellow Jackets.
I think some fans just got their car towed. There's a minivan being towed down the street. No, I've got the Explorer. I hope
okay, that's right. That's right, okay.
Here's Vivian, split out wide to the right. 7.5 minutes to go in the game, 7:37 to be exact. The wingback is on the left side. straight up the middle, Shambo, and he is hit and didn't even get back to the line of scrimmage. Shambo is hit by Kyle Ames initially, and Zach Manieri was in on that play as well, but a loss on the play. Actually, they're going to say that he lost 2 yards back to the 42. It's going to be second down and 12. We've seen this trend before, Bill, where both teams have had field position and then gone the other way. It's been that much of a defensive struggle.
You got to give credit to both defenses, as they both have been coming up tough when the offense has been handed over or the other team's got field position, and that time was a perfect example as Mill River just beat the Windsor offensive line that time and had deep penetration and stopped the Windsor running back for no gain.
Now LeGros is split out wide to the right, Vivian wide left. Shambo and Neely are split. Tight end Gilbert is on the right side. Here's Davis calling signals. Fakes to Neely, gives to Shambo on the cutback. Shambo breaks a tackle. Shambo is inside the 35-yard line, down to the 33, maybe the 32. And again, it's 2-down territory. It's going to be 3rd down and about 3 yards to go, maybe less.
Well, that was probably the best run I've seen out of Randy today. He did not waste time. He just went up in the hole, broke some arm tackles, and got great yardage for his squad in a critical juncture in this ball game.
It's at the 32.5-yard line. We'll give Randy the benefit of the yardage and call it a 10-yard gain and call it 3rd down and 2 yards to go. 6 minutes and 21 seconds to go in the game. The clock is running in a scoreless tie.
I'm going to give it to Josh Neely here if I was Windsor.
They send LeGros in motion. Give to Moose Neely. Neely hit right at the line of scrimmage by Tucker Peterson. And George Peterson, it was the Peterson brothers in on that play, and Josh Neely thrown for a loss back to the 33-yard line. It'll be 4th down and 3 yards to go.
Well, just a good football play as those guys beat the Windsor offensive line that time. Josh Neely couldn't get through the hole. Good job by those guys filling that gap, and that was just man against man, and that time Mill River won.
Tad Davis gets the play from the sideline, trots back into the Windsor huddle. 4th down and 3 yards to go at the Mill River 33-yard line. Under 5.5 minutes to go in the game. Windsor nothing, Mill River nothing. This is it right here. Well, not it, but this is a huge play. Pass over the middle, complete to Lemry. Or is it incomplete? Incomplete. I thought that he had it for a moment when he went down. He had it right at the 30-yard line. Might have been a first down, but it didn't hang on to it, and Mill River takes over on downs at the 33-yard line.
Well, that was a very tough opportunity for Luke Lemry, as there was tons of traffic there, and that pass was delivered very hot by Tad Davis, and he couldn't come up with it, but very few could, as that was a very tough pass to catch.
So 5 minutes and 20 seconds to go as they change possession. Clock is stopped as on the possession change. Mill River with the ball. And they give to Peterson over the left side. Breaks through the line of scrimmage. Breaks the tackle. Breaks another tackle. Is finally tackled at the 50-yard line by Todd Davis. Peterson just running over Windsor defenders. As the Davis cousins, Tad and Todd, finally brought him down, but not before paying the price. A 17-yard gain for Peterson. And now Mill River has a little bit of momentum going here with 5:13 to go in the game.
Well, Peterson can go the distance at any time in this in 3. Vermont football, and he showed it there as he just burst through the hole, broke some tackles, and made some people pay.
Nose of the football just inside Yellow Jackets territory. Double tight end set here for the Minutemen. They give to Peterson straight up the middle. Hesitates, now drives forward inside the 50-yard line down to the 48. Brian Teddy in on that tackle. Sean Hunt had him by the shoe tops. 2nd down and about 8. Clock continues to run with 4:40 to go here in the 4th quarter. I guess I'm going to have to start saying to go in regulation. It's really more like 2nd down and 7.5 yards to go. Again, Mill River coming out, double tight end set. The wingback Manieri is on the left side. Straight back play action. Here's the quarterback McNeil rolling to the right. Had Keith open downfield near the 1st down marker, but overthrows him. Yellow Jackets were late on the coverage and maybe got away with one there.
Oh, they certainly do. They certainly did, as Bryce McNeil set that play up nicely. He just couldn't get the pass to Keith, who was wide open on the crossing pattern from his tight end position.
Clock is stopped with 4:17 to go in regulation. As Doug Micka heads off the field. And they're going to put Mike Vivian in his place. He must have blood on his, I guess he's got blood on his finger, and they I don't know, Doug, man, this is nothing against Mike Vivian, but Mick is so valuable, you almost think it's worth a timeout to keep him on the field here on 3rd and 8.
I should have faith in Mike Vivian. He'll get in there.
3rd down and 8 yards to go. They send Manieri in motion from right to left. He clears the quarterback. They toss Peterson left. It's a running play all the way. Peterson is hit. Peterson goes down at the 45-yard line.
Hey, was my man Mike Vivian in there?
Yes, he was, along with Brian Tenney. And we've called, remember how we said coming into the game that, it's like the last few games we called Micko a lot, we called Mark Gilbert a lot, and Luke Lemery a lot, and it'd be somebody else. And Todd Davis is a number that we've heard a lot.
Really strong today.
A lot defensively. And now, fourth down and about 5. And Windsor has a couple of guys deep. This is a possible fake situation, and they fake it. They give it to Keith. Keith bottled up in the backfield. He's not going to get it. He's hit at the 45-yard line and swarmed under. Windsor takes over near midfield. You gotta like Mill River's guts for going for it, but this, of course, you know what? The way that it's
too predictable. Maybe. When you do it that way. Yeah, it is. It's not fast enough. You have to have it. It has to have some speed and rhythm to it. It almost has to be caught in time like the regular snap, and it wasn't that way at all.
Ryan Hingston in on that hit, along with Mark Gilbert. Yeah, well, the thing they did differently was instead of when they snapped it to Peterson, he handed off to Keith. I thought it was it was a decent try, but I agree with the predictable nature of this thing. But here are the Yellow Jackets at their own 45. Vivian split out wide to the left on the obstructed view portion of the field. Davis, option left, has to keep it. Now he pitches it. Oh, it's almost intercepted, but it goes to Shambo. Shambo's at the 40. He's at the 30-yard line. Shambo is knocked out of bounds by Billy Austin inside the 25-yard line. Absolutely beautiful option run by Tad Davis at time. He waited and waited and waited with that pitch. Pitched it late to a full-speed Randy Shambo, who was just one step away from beating Billy Austin down the sideline for a touchdown. The best option I've seen this season. I'll tell you who was about a quarter step away from picking that thing off was Zach Manieri. He was in the backfield. They went right by him. A gutsy play by Tad Davis and a big run by Randy Shambo, and now Windsor's inside the 20-yard line of Mill River. 1st and 10 at the Mill River 18. Davis gives to Neely. Neely straight up the middle. Dragging tacklers forward. Neely is inside the 15-yard line down near the 10.
Huge plays here by Windsor, and I still can't get over that. That's the best option I've seen Tad Davis run, and what a time to do it. And they gave it to the big moose there, who got his engine running and picking up positive yardage for this Windsor Yellow Jacket squad.
7-yard gain for Josh Neely. Set the football in the middle of the field under 3 minutes to go in a scoreless tie. Vivian is split out wide to the left. Davis up under center. The throw is the wingback on the right side. The line resets. Davis gives to Shambo. Shambo cuts it outside to the left. Now cuts it inside. He's near a first down. He's inside the 10-yard line. From our angle, it's difficult to see whether or not it's a first down. They may have to measure. He is awfully close if he didn't get it.
Sets up a very interesting 3rd and 1, if that is correct on the scoreboard.
Clock is stopped with 2 minutes and 39 seconds to go. Davis comes off the sideline.
Most important,
First down for the Yellow Jackets.
Stories becoming partly sunny Saturday afternoon.
2 minutes and 39 seconds to go in the game.
the number one
River assistant coach, and he spotted that Tristan Keefe, who has been a very valuable member of the Mill River team, he's sending his substitute off the field. Tristan Keefe wants to stay in there, and it's very tough for him to move around, but he doesn't want to come out. 1st and goal, Windsor at the Mill River 8. Here's Davis. Davis gives to Shambo. Shambo hit in the backfield and thrown for a loss on the play back at the 9-yard line. Teddy B's up on that play. And also Robbie Congdon making the hit for Mill River, so a loss back at the 9-yard line. Isn't it something how when you think one team's offense has finally maybe gotten something going as the defense rises to the occasion?
It's been that type of ball game all day long. I'd like to see him get it towards the middle of the field again. If they do have to kick this field goal, give Tad a straight-on shot.
Receiver split to both sides. LeGros to the right, Vivian to the left. Backs are split. Campbell. Campbell in the front line is hit by Peterson at the 3. What a touchdown tackle by George Peterson, who made up an awful lot of ground on that play, but it's going to be 3rd down and goal to go for Windsor at the Mill River 3.
Good effort by both individuals that time as Randy, his big player, and run from the outside. And Peterson made up lots of ground that time to save a touchdown.
That was a huge play. And finally, Tristan Keith gets off the field. I'm not sure what his injury is, whether it's an ankle or a knee or what, but he can barely stand up, and now he's holding on to his right knee as he's over on the sidelines. And the officials call timeout because he is actually too close to the field to play. You don't want an injured player that close in case there's a rollout to that side of the field, and actually that's going to give Windsor a chance perhaps to talk things over. Davis runs all the way over to the far sideline, and I don't know if he's got time to do that. But he goes over and confers with Jim Taft nonetheless. 1:09 to go in the game. 3rd down and goal to go Windsor from the Mill River 3-yard line. Davis has the play and rejoins the huddle. And now the clock is going to start again. 1:05 to go. By the time they snap it, they'll be under a minute to go in the Vermont Division III championship game. Windsor nothing and Mill River nothing, but Windsor just 3 yards away. Prince LeGros is split out wide to the right. Lemery, the tight end, is left. Vivian is split out way wide to the left. Ball on the right hash. Davis straight back. Cross-field slant into the end zone. Incomplete. As Vivian makes a diving catch, there may have been some contact over there with Paul Jasic on the coverage, but if they were going to run that playbill, it seems to me that he was split out too far to the left. That was an awfully long pass for Davis to make, but now it's 4th down and goal to go from they're saying the 4-yard line. 4th down and goal to go from the 4-yard line. 47 seconds to go. And this Vermont Division III football championship game could come down to a field goal.
Well, he may have been out a little too far, but you can't argue with a call because Vivian did have the inside on the defender. Ball was there, and unfortunately for Mikey, you couldn't come up with a ball. But the play was there. A pretty good play call by Coach Taft.
And the ball is on the right hash. And timeout on the field. I believe Mill River called the timeout to perhaps try to ice the kicker a little bit.
Well, certainly a pressure kick for Tad Davidson. We know he's got a good leg. He's accurate, but anything can happen here. You want the snap on rhythm, as always. But there is a lot of pressure here. This is like having everybody watch you play golf, Jim. You know, get that off-center kick or hit.
Absolutely.
Big pressure kick here for Tad Davis.
I wouldn't bring up my golf game if he's lining up for the game-winning field goal. Ryan Hingston, the sophomore to hold. He's back at the 16. Good snap. Nope.
Timeout, Mill River.
They called another one?
Yes, they did.
Interesting. Well, the Windsor fans don't like it, but actually I'm going to read a commercial then because I was supposed to read one earlier and I put it off. Guys weren't moving on that snap. They waited till the last possible moment. He's got to kick it this time. They're out of timeouts. Good snap. Good hold. The kick is up. And it is good. Tad Davis with a 26-yard or 21-yard field goal to give Windsor a 3-0 lead. It's not over yet, but the Yellow Jackets lead at 3-0 with 43 seconds to go in the game.
And that's a good point. And Coach Taft was emphasizing that when the guys are celebrating. Hey guys, I know that there's a lot of motion here to celebrate, but we got to cover a kick here and make a few plays on defense.
Well, you don't know what Mill River is going to do. They've shown Peterson up under center with an empty.
Exactly.
But the Windsor fans are ready to go nuts. If you're not here, you're a Windsor.
So.
May as well drive up. The celebration could still be going on by the time you get here, but this one's not over. 43 seconds left.
I got to get a free shout-out to some of our loyal listeners in Windsor. Chad and Sandy Frost, if you're listening from Frost Chiropractic, I wish you guys were here. This is, maybe you are. Maybe you're not listening today. This has been an excellent outing for Windsor.
It's perfectly legitimate to be listening while you're at the game. That's been known to happen, and we certainly hope folks are. But if you're not with us, it looks like the whole town of Windsor is here. Windsor is in effect here in Hartford, and they're very happy for the moment. 43 seconds to go. We still have to play this one out, and there's a timeout on the field. Maybe that was Mill River's final timeout. I couldn't imagine, though, if Mill River took a timeout when they could have saved one when they had the ball. But I can see why if Windsor took a timeout. It was probably just to make sure that you had the right number of players on the field and get everybody on the same page. And I believe this was a Windsor timeout. As one of the assistants was out there making sure their kicking team was in order.
Good job by Bob Higson's son there, Ryan, because that was a big pressure hold, really, to get that thing down.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Here's Davis to kick. 43 seconds left in this one. The Windsor fans can it, but don't count Mill River out just yet. Davis checks his alignment and kicks it away. Long kick. Peterson at the 15 to 20. Peterson at the 25 to 30 is hit and goes down at the 34-yard line.
Mark Gilbert with a nice stick. Get down there covering the kick.
And so is Doug Mecca. As Windsor, there might have been a few less second-string guys
on that
kickoff, guys. A lot of times I don't notice who's out there for the kickoff coverage until they make the tackle. I did notice Chris Shambo was still out there, but the way he covers that outside lane,
he deserves to stay out there.
You want him out there. 38 seconds to go in the game. Mill River at the 33-yard line. Josh Fierro comes up over the football. Mill River's going to move it way downfield. Here's McNeil rolling downfield, throws it out, and it is incomplete. As there were 4 receivers in the pattern, and he threw it behind the intended receiver, Graham Stewart. What?
Just laughing. One of my old players, Tom Cochran, God bless him, he just got the mascot with water, and it was pretty funny. He got the yellow jacket with water.
Yeah. You've been wanting to get the yellow jacket.
Well, I want him in the weight room. He's got to get beefed up a little bit. Talk to him, Windsor.
It could be a she.
Even if it is.
You'll have to set her up at your gym.
Can be arranged.
32 seconds to go. Second down and 10 after the incomplete pass. Peterson's the quarterback. Peterson is straight back. Peterson looking downfield. A tackle for a lost play. Will Flemry back at the 30-yard line. And the clock continues to run.
The River's still got a shot. They got to get up their line and throw something downfield.
18 seconds to go. It's Peterson up under center, and he spikes the football.
So they have one more shot. And let's see.
4th down, and
they won't be able to get another one on it if they complete it. So this is probably their last shot here.
31 seconds, or at the ball's at the 31-yard line with 14 seconds to go. And they're going with a mean machine chant on the Windsor sideline.
What a huge turnaround for this program.
Maneri is split out wide to the right. Austin is wide left. This is like a standard formation for them. As McNeil's up under center, they set up a screen for Peterson. Incomplete. And Windsor's going to be the Division III football champion unless something goes terribly wrong here over the final 12 seconds.
Great effort. It was a great ball game. Mill River played their hearts out, too. Give them a lot of credit. Windsor defense was able to sustain and keep George Peterson from beating them as they came up big on a lot of third and short situations. And they can look back on that and maybe look at those plays as really the difference in this ball game.
So 1st and 10 Yellow Jackets at their own 31-yard line. I know the Steelers had this formation. They call it victory. That's the name of the play. You take the snap, you take a knee, and you go home.
Appropriately aimed.
Windsor goes home as the 1999 Vermont Division III football champion, 3-0 over Mill River as they count it down 1-0, and it's officially over. Windsor wins it, and a tough loss for the Mill River Minutemen as they put up a gallant fight to have the game decided by a field goal with under a minute to go in the game. What a tremendous defensive effort by both ball clubs, Bill.
Great ball game. Great efforts by both units. They played their hearts out. Both squads. George Peterson, last high school football game in Vermont, he played very well. Just got to give the Windsor defense credit. Those kids played hard all day, and they came up with really, really big plays in tough, crucial situations to